That fear, you can feel it in the pit of your stomach. It's intense. It makes you nervous. It makes you feel uncertain. You're not sure about the direction in which things are going. And so, as anybody would do in a situation like that, you try to seize control of the situation. You try to push it in a direction that you feel or you think or that you're driven to believe is going to be of benefit to all parties involved. But what happens when you keep pushing up against that resistance and nothing seems to budge? And that little voice in your head tells you maybe the other path, maybe the other path. But every time you think about that other path, there comes that feeling in your stomach. You're not sure if that's the right choice. You feel sensitive. One part of you feels like you want to trust, but you don't really feel like you fully have the capacity to trust. But you know on one level that the direction in which things have been going is not a direction in which things can continue to go. And so you find yourself at this particular moment in time. And so we're encountering this total solar eclipse in Revati Nakshatra. And if you'd like to know a little bit about how to work with this energy in association with your own particular life, I highly recommend scheduling an astrological service with me through my services page that you'll see at the link above. So what is an eclipse, right? An eclipse is when we have either a full moon in close proximity to what are called the nodes, the north node and the south node of the moon. That's a lunar eclipse. Or you have a new moon in close proximity to one of the nodes, and that is called a solar eclipse. Okay, so the nodes are the karmic points in the horoscope. The sun represents the soul, the moon represents our consciousness. So, this is when the soul and the consciousness are coming up against something that seems eclipsed from their view, but is of karmic importance to the individual and sets the tone for the next several months to come. So, of course, when we hit those moments, quite often it can feel like it's in one of those all or nothing scenarios. And you may feel that way about this particular eclipse. One part of you is hopeful of things developing in a particular way, but goodness knows you've really tried to coax the situation in the best way that you absolutely positively could, and it doesn't really seem to be reaching, well, quite the crescendo or the resolution that you were hoping for it to reach. You'd like to feel that it's okay to trust and okay to surrender in this other path, but you feel a little bit nervous about it because you can't fully see the outcome of the situation that you're dealing with. So, with this particular eclipse, it's happening in close proximity. The sun and the moon, which will be the new moon, are in close proximity to the north node, which in Vedic astrology we call Rahu, and they're all in Revati Nakshatra. Revati, on one level, relates to that final surrender when we have to kind of let go and just trust that something is going to move in the best possible direction. That's not an easy thing for us humans to do. We, like to believe that we can make an impact, and we can have an impact, but sometimes that impact comes through the process of letting go. We also have Mercury in Ashwini Nakshatra and Venus in Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra. So Ashwini Nakshatra is looking for the quickest, easiest solution All of these nakshatras, I believe, yes, all of these nakshatras, with the exception of Venus, are sideways glancing. So they're looking for the quickest possible answer to the scenario that is being dealt with, right? That one is having to cope with. Okay. And Ashwini Nakshatra is likes those quick possible outcomes too, just in a different way, because it's a light and a swift nakshatra. So it always wants the easiest answer possible, but it also wants to do the right thing. That's a really important thing for you at this particular crossroads. What is right versus what you would like or what you desire? It doesn't mean necessarily that what you desire is not possible. It just means you're having to take a look at what is right. Venus being in Uttara Bhadrapada. Uttara Bhadrapada, one of the symbols for it is a pair of two individuals meeting. It represents taking a look at something that you might have been ignoring, that you might have been wanting to not acknowledge, and letting yourself acknowledge it rather than passionately pushing up against the resistance, passionately accepting that something is the best way forward. In either instance, these are things that you need to carry forward with you into this solar eclipse energy. Know that it is an important point, right? Know that this is setting the tone for the next 6 months that come, right? But know that that nagging little uneasiness that you feel in your stomach, no, it's not the salsa that you ate or the pizza that you had or any of those things. Instead, it's just something that's that feeling of nervousness, which the other side of it, the other side of that sensitivity, once you actually face it, is exhilaration, is passion, is a thing of going, okay, things are now set in motion. Things are now at least moving in a direction, right? So, also, one of the best ways too is surrendering your hold on fear, letting go of fear, even surrendering fear. You don't need to do that. You just need, at this particular point in the situation, to take action. Surrender, also, one thing that you need to understand, surrender is not a weakness. Surrender does not mean that you're giving up on something or someone that you care about. Instead, you're opening yourself to an opportunity that can come your way in a manner that you least expected. And an opportunity can come your way in a manner that you least expected. But first of all, you have to let go. You have to trust that you're going to be taken care of. You have to try to have faith that the situation is going to resolve, perhaps not necessarily in the exact way that you want it to, but in a way that's going to bring resolution to the situation that you're dealing with over time and in a positive way. Let it happen. If you could use a little bit of help with this process, again, I do offer several different levels of astrological services. All of these can be found through my services page, which you're going to see at the link above. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you're watching this on elsewhere, you'll see it down in the lower area of the video. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, please do take the very best care of yourself. The solar eclipse, for those of you who are interested, the total solar eclipse is on the 8th of April, 2024. Take care. Bye now.